Hello and welcome to Upgrade Envie, a new series about improving your board games and helping them to stand out just a little bit more. Today we've got an organizer for Tiny Epic Mechs to show you, but before we get into that, I just want to take a minute and thank TheShipShape Gamer for generously providing this organizer. If you like what you see, we've got a link to their Etsy store in the video description where you can go and take a look at their other products. Also, I want to announce our giveaway because we will be giving away this organizer to one lucky winner, along with a base copy of Tiny Epic Mechs. You'll find a link to that in the video description as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at our organizer here. Tiny Epic Mechs isn't a very big game, so the organizer appears to just be on one sheet, but it's fairly light, which is nice. A lot of times these organizers add a considerable amount of weight to a game. It doesn't feel like this one will. We got a little sheet just with general assembly tips. And what I can tell you just right away is just how clean this organizer is, the pieces of it. A lot of times you'll get these organizers in the mail and there's a lot of residue left on the sheets, but I'm not seeing that at all here, which is really nice. Gonna punch these pieces out here. You can see they've got the little connections there just at the end, but there's no problem there. A lot of times I would go through with an X-Acto knife and kind of clean up those little spots just to make certain that they pop off clean, but it doesn't appear to be necessary on this one. Now, the ShipShape Gamer does do laser cut wooden organizers, but you can probably tell that this is clear acrylic. That's just another option that they offer with their organizers, so that's really nice. We're just going to pop out the rest of this before we get into general assembly. So now we've got all our pieces punched out. And if you're like me and you punch everything out at the same time and don't keep track, luckily the instructions come with a very handy guide of the pieces involved in the organizer. So here we've got the pieces for the upper deck box and the lower deck box. But the first thing we want to do is we want to get all this paper off all the pieces. This is on here to protect from these laser scorch marks. You don't want those on the acrylic, but it means you got to go through and remove the paper from each of these. And you definitely want to do this before you start assembling the box because it can be quite difficult to do if you wait until the box is completely put together. So I'm going to go through and take all the paper off all these pieces and be back with you in a minute. All right, so now we've got all that protective paper removed, we can actually get to assembling the pieces. So we're essentially just making boxes here, but the instructions suggest that we do this by the walls first. So let's do that. And then once we have the walls together, to add in the floor. So there's no glue required on this. Everything just snaps in like so. Get our little divider in here. And now that we have our walls put together, we'll just add on our floor here and just pop that in. Everything fits nice and snug. And that's it. That's everything it is to one piece. Again, there's no loose pieces, there's no rattling. That all went together really easily and nice. So we'll do this for the rest of our pieces now. So these are our 2 player boxes, and they are designed to sit on top of each other. That's why you have these little posts in the corner there. So if you did this correctly, that should just nestle in there like that. And we got 2 other pieces to put together. So here's our box for our player mech pieces. And then our final box, which will be for our mighty mech. We have 2 final pieces to put on here. One of them will go on our player pieces. These are just little guideposts for the cards in the game. So this one will just attach around here. And I may need to slide these slightly when we actually get to putting the components back in. And this one will go right about here. So that's it for our organizer. It all went together really well. There's no glue required here, so that's really nice. It keeps things from getting too messy. Everything's snapped together really nice. All these pieces are tight. There's no wiggling or looseness in them. But let's go ahead and see what it looks like when we get into the box. So here's our game, and this is why you may want an organizer for a game like this. It's not a very big game, but to get everything in here, you kind of have to have it all mixed about. You've got all your player pieces here, which are all in the same bag. And all your sort of plastic weapons. And then your cards are kind of just sitting in here and can shift about in the box. So organizer goes together pretty simply. The player pieces will just slide into here. This piece will sit at the top. Like so. And now you can see that these little channel pieces here will allow us to hold our cards together without them moving around too much. And then finally, you've got the piece for your mech here, which will slide in like so. So I'm going to go ahead and put all our pieces together into their location and show you what it looks like all put together. So here we got most of our pieces back in the box, and as you can see, this is just going to make it a little bit simpler to get the game started with either setting up or tearing down. You've got these nice little player containers here. Instead of having to go through a bag for each player, you can just take these containers out and put them on the table and just play from them. You don't even have to dump them out. I especially like the clear plastic because you get this nice view of pieces like that. You're not obviously going to see it when it's in the box, but I like this clear plastic more than I thought it would. Or the acrylic, I should say. You put that in there. Then we've got all our cards that come with the game. Obviously, if you want to sleeve these, the organizer's not going to work out for you, but in a game like this, I wouldn't necessarily feel compelled to sleeve these. but they will fit down in here like so. Your equipment cards here fit on top. And then finally, we've got these two little channels in the right spot. So our player cards and all of that sit right on top of that. And then our box sits flush with the bottom. So again, we are giving away this game with the organizer. Everything that you've seen here, just go to the video description and click on the Gleam link. Also, don't forget to take a look at the ShipShape Gamer on Etsy. He's doing a lot of other organizers for games in both acrylic and also 3D cut plywood. We actually have another organizer from him we're gonna do a quick video on right after this, so stick around if you're interested in that. So we warned you that there'd be a second giveaway, and here it is. Aside from their acrylic organizers, the ShipShape Gamer also does laser cut plywood organizers like this one. Of course, they don't often come in this color. Instead, they'll come in normal wood grain. But we've gone ahead and stained this gray just to make it stand out a little bit more. Unfortunately, we don't have a copy of Tiny Epic Dinosaur to give away with this organizer. But if you're still interested in winning this organizer for yourself, simply comment below. Either let us know about your favorite Tiny Epic game or just about the video. If you like this stain or don't like it, let us know so that we can keep that in mind when we do videos like this in the future. And that's all from us today. I want to thank you for watching our video, and good luck to everybody who enters the giveaways.